The scam. Crypto. Crypto is digital money and blockchain-based assets traded online without traditional banks. Think of it like buying a digital collectible card that could be worth $50,000 today and $3 tomorrow, with no customer service to call when it crashes. It's the only investment where your portfolio can go up 300% while you sleep and disappear before you finish breakfast. Now, let's be fair immediately. The technology is not the problem. The people building on it sometimes are. Crypto has absolutely created real wealth. Bitcoin turned early investors into millionaires. But the space is also filled with fake projects, influencer pump and dumps, exchange collapses, and rug pulls. And some of them were massive. The FTX collapse wiped out billions of dollars after one of the world's largest crypto exchanges suddenly imploded. Then there was the Squid Game token, inspired by the Netflix show, where developers vanished overnight with investor money after the price exploded. That's called a rug pull. And this is why crypto feels like a minefield. Minefields aren't always deadly, but one wrong step can end everything instantly. I personally know people who lost thousands chasing meme coins in 2021 because TikTok convinced them every coin was going to the moon. The profit potential is real, though. Bitcoin went from under $1 to over $60,000 at one point. But beginners only hear those stories. They rarely hear about the people who bought at the top and panic sold at the bottom. The scam risk here is extremely high. Not because crypto itself is fake, but because the industry attracts scammers faster than free food attracts college students. For beginners, crypto can work, but only if you start small, learn security properly, and assume every project could disappear tomorrow. Verdict. Crypto is like walking through a casino where half the slot machines are secretly on fire. Level 2. The legal scam. Mutual funds. Mutual funds are professionally managed pools of investor money spread across multiple assets. Imagine handing your lunch money to someone who promises to grow it, then finding out they've been quietly eating 2% of it every single year, whether they grow it or not. It's like hiring a personal chef who charges you whether the food tastes good or not. And statistically, 92% of the time, the food is terrible. Here's the problem. Fees. A 2% annual fee sounds tiny until you realize compounding works against you too. Over 30 years, that fee can quietly destroy nearly half your total returns. And most people never notice because the money disappears slowly instead of dramatically, which somehow feels even worse. Now here's the brutal statistic. 92% of actively managed funds underperform the market over the long term, meaning most professionals charging investors to beat the market fail to do exactly that. That doesn't mean every financial advisor is bad. Some genuinely help people organize finances and avoid emotional mistakes. But it does mean many investors are paying premium prices for average performance. Some mutual funds also have lockup periods and exit fees that make accessing your own money expensive or difficult, which is a fun surprise to discover during an emergency. The crazy part? Most people assume professionally managed automatically means safer and smarter. Historically, not really. Verdict. Mutual funds are like paying extra for first class and still arriving late. Level 3. The rigged poker table. Commodities. Commodities are physical resources like gold, oil, silver, or wheat traded for profit. The assets themselves are real. Gold exists. Oil exists. The problem is often the broker sitting between you and the investment. Many commodity brokers quietly charge hidden spreads, overnight fees, leverage fees, and manipulated pricing structures that beginners barely understand. So gold isn't the danger. The broker selling it to you might be. And some commodity trading platforms market themselves like gambling apps. Everything feels exciting, fast, emotional, almost casino-like. The profit potential can absolutely exist. Gold historically performs well during uncertainty, while oil prices can surge during wars or supply shortages. But commodity markets are extremely volatile. Most beginners also don't realize they're usually not buying actual gold bars or barrels of oil. They're trading contracts based on price movement, basically gambling on numbers connected to assets they never physically touch. Verdict: commodities are a real game played on a tilted table. Level 4. The humbler. Individual stocks. Stocks are ownership shares in companies like Apple, Tesla, or Nvidia. Buying a stock means you own a tiny slice of a real company. It's like owning 0.000001% of Apple. This is where most people suddenly believe they're financial geniuses after watching 3 YouTube videos and downloading a trading app. Then, the market humbles them immediately. Around 90% of day traders lose money within their first year. Not because they're stupid, because the market humbles everyone, including professionals. Even most fund managers fail to consistently beat the overall market. Now, to be clear, individual stocks are completely legitimate and regulated. And yes, some people make enormous money. If you invested in companies like Nvidia early enough, the returns were life-changing. But beginners usually arrive late, after social media hype already pushed prices up. By the time your barber recommends the stock, the party is probably ending. And here's the uncomfortable truth. People don't trade stocks because it's easy. They trade because humans love the fantasy of control. I got this. Everybody thinks they'll be the exception. The surprising part is investing success usually depends less on intelligence and more on emotional discipline, which explains why panic destroys so many portfolios. Verdict: stocks are where confidence goes to receive character development. Level 5. The patience teacher. Real estate. Real estate means buying physical property to generate rental income or long-term appreciation. You buy a house, rent it out so someone else pays your mortgage, and eventually owning an asset worth significantly more than what you paid, if everything goes right. Real estate is the investment your moms swear by, mostly because it was the only option before the internet existed, and it still somehow worked out. Globally, this is probably the most emotionally trusted investment on Earth, because people can physically see it, touch it, live inside it. And honestly, this is why so many parents tell their children to buy land. Historically, real estate has created massive wealth, but it also requires serious patience, serious money, and serious caution. Fake title deeds are a real scam risk in many countries. Dishonest agents exist. Bad tenants exist. Overpriced developments exist. And unlike stocks, property is illiquid, meaning you can't instantly sell it for cash during emergencies. Your money can literally get trapped inside a building. The internet loves promoting fast house flipping, but most wealthy property investors build wealth slowly, over decades. Patience is the operative word, not speed. Verdict: real estate is stressful, expensive, slow, and still one of the greatest wealth builders in history. Level 6. The slowpoke. Index funds and ETFs. Index funds and ETFs automatically buy hundreds of companies at once instead of trying to pick individual winners. Instead of trying to pick the one winning team, you just buy the entire league. If the economy grows, your investment grows with it. It's the investing equivalent of ordering everything on the menu instead of gambling on one dish. Boring, reliable, and you almost always leave satisfied. This is Warren Buffett's recommendation for most everyday investors. And ironically, it's also one of the most boring investments on the list, which is exactly why it works. Index funds don't scream on social media. They don't promise Lamborghinis. They quietly compound money for decades while everybody else chases trends. Now, here's the simple difference. An index fund is usually bought directly from a fund company and updates once daily. An ETF, exchange-traded fund, trades like a stock during the day on the stock market. That's it. And historically, low-cost index investing outperformed most active investors long-term. Which sounds unfair until you realize consistency beats excitement financially. But there are downsides. When the entire market crashes, index funds crash too. In 2008 and 2020, broad market index funds dropped hard alongside everything else. There's no magical safety shield. They're also boring by design. You probably won't wake up to a random 10x gain overnight. And they require patience. 10 years minimum. 20 years is even better. Which is difficult in a world where people get impatient waiting 5 seconds for Wi-Fi. The surprising reality? Many wealthy people built fortunes doing almost nothing besides consistently buying index funds every month for decades. So yes, the secret to investing is often just being boring and patient. Verdict: index funds are financially successful vegetables. Not exciting, but extremely good for you long term.
Level 7. The boring friend. Bonds. Bonds are essentially loans you give to governments or companies in exchange for regular interest payments. Think of it like being the bank for once. You lend money to a government, they pay you interest on a fixed schedule, and return everything at the end. They're supposed to. Predictable, structured, and reliable. Nobody gets excited about bonds. But that reliable friend who always shows up, never creates drama, and does exactly what they promised? That's a bond. The downside is inflation. Sometimes inflation rises faster than bond returns, meaning your money stays technically safe while quietly losing purchasing power. Still, boring is underrated financially. Verdict: bonds are the financial equivalent of oatmeal and a consistent sleep schedule. The difference between level 1 investments and level 7 investments usually comes down to 2 things: time and transparency. Scam investments promise fast money and hide the risks. Reliable investments reward patience and explain the risks clearly up front. The faster someone promises you'll get rich, the faster you should run. Let me know in the comments, which investment has made you lose the most money? If you want to start investing in index funds, ETFs, stocks, or even crypto carefully, platforms like Exness are beginner-friendly, available worldwide, and allow people to start with as little as $10 depending on the account type. Links are in the description. Like the video and subscribe to the channel for more simple finance breakdowns.